Let's talk about the difference between a throat and a vagina. Yeah, I said throat. Inner vagina? Okay, 2 pieces of backstory. Number 1, as the charge nurse, I was trying to implement quiet time on our unit, dimming the lights and having everyone just be quiet in the hallways. It's evidence-based. I was about to drop the program because basically it was me just shutting the lights off at noon every day, being quiet myself, and then shushing everybody for an hour. Shh! It is science! It's science. Number 2, we had this physician who was young. Let's call him Dr. G. Super nice guy. He made a lot of extra work for the nurses. You could literally be doing like CPR with one hand and then holding up falling ceiling tiles with another hand, and he'd be like, hey, can you give me the number of that wife? I mean, come on. We called him Baby G. So on this particular day, it was super busy. I had no time for shenanigans. I'm walking around frantically, and I see Baby G over there at one of the kiosks on the phone. I don't have time for Baby G today, but he's on the phone. Maybe I can run by him really fast, right? I power walk fast, try to get by him. As soon as I'm parallel to him, he's like, Andrew, consent. Patient was a young woman, and she was intubated. There was a breathing tube in her throat. The tube was too big. He needed to exchange it for a smaller size. The mom needs to give consent, but the mom is not there, so we have to call her on the phone. When you call someone on the phone, you need 2 people to witness. Looks like I'm the second. I mentioned how busy I am. Remember when I said shenanigans? No shenanigans? So I get on the phone. Hi, are you Mary's mom? Yes. Great, what procedure are you consenting to? No English. This is going to take a while. I don't care that she spoke Spanish. It's a beautiful language. I took 4 years in high school. Sometimes on a good day, I can speak it. What bothered me was that an English-speaking physician talked to a Spanish-speaking lady to consent her for an invasive procedure. Right? Am I like, is it? Do you understand? Right? Dr. G, did you know that you consented a woman who didn't speak English? Andrew, you might not know this about me, but I am fluent in Spanish. Fluent. Okay. He's Middle Eastern. That's not to say that he couldn't have spoken Spanish. It's just that I have never heard Spanish come out of this man's mouth. Do you speak Spanish as well as you put the right size tube in people? She is fully consented in her native language. Okay. I guess I will go consent her using the language line. Because you're good, right? Because you're all... Go back down the hall. It's noon now. I gotta slam the lights down, tell everyone to shut up. There's a special phone you gotta use. What's the phone number? What's the phone number? We need a special jack for this phone. Finally, we get it all set up. Hi, are you Mary's mom? ¿Es usted la madre de Mary? Sí. Yes. Did you get a chance to talk to the doctor? ¿Ha hablado al doctor? Sí. Yeah. Yes! This motherfucker. Great. What procedure is it that you're going to consent to today with your daughter? I will now ask you in Spanish what procedure you are consenting to. I am explaining it to you now in Spanish. The tube in her mouth is too big, and that tube is tearing everything apart. We need to replace it with a smaller one. Okay. And we're going to put that tube in her vagina. In her vagina? It's her vagina! I now love this man. He translated everything. My disgust, my indignation, my disbelief. The Oscar for Best Performance in a Supporting Role by an Interpreter goes to... Did I just scream in the middle of quiet time? I just screamed vagina in quiet time. And I look down the dimly lit hallway and I see just all of these nurses leaning out of their doorways looking at me like a bad music, like an 80s music video. And one of them's my friend, and just shut up. Just everybody shut up. Public service announcement. If your doctor says that he's going to put a tube in your daughter's vagina to help her breathe, question that. Just question it. Okay, picture that for a moment. Does that look right? Does that look right to you? After that, I went up to Baby G and I said, Dr. G, you know that woman thought you were going to intubate her daughter's vagina? I guess something got lost in translation. We put the tube in her throat and we canceled quiet time. Vagina. 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 The vagina.